Welcome, guys. Welcome to Trust My Baddies podcast. My name is Marvin Goodley. I'm here with a good friend. He was also he's a graduate of Trust My Baddies Academy. He's also my brother, man. Nick Kid, the one and only.
Dude, Marvin, thanks for having me,
Bro,
brother.
thanks for coming, man. You guys can't see, but right now, looking at the most majestic view of, is it Medellin or Medellin?
Medellin.
Medellin. He's the fluent one in Spanish. So
We're getting there. I gotta survive.
I gotta make sure I got the right pronunciation, man. But it's a beautiful experience, man. And I just really wanted to come here today and get the opportunity for you guys to see our journey, man. Nick and I, we started working together back in like December, and we were even talking about it yesterday at dinner. It's just such a trippy experience that we were in LA talking about it. We live 30 minutes away, and here we are in a whole different time zone, living life. And I really want him to come on here and kind of just not only share the experience with the academy, but also just share his journey of self-exploration and the benefits of solo traveling and putting yourself out there. I think a lot of successful men, once you climb the top of the mountain, you limit yourself and you entrap yourself and you no longer go out there and explore. And if you think about just humanity itself was based on exploration. And I think a lot of high value men, they've lost the spirit of being a conquistador. And once you add that element back, it's just such a life changing element in terms of you being a young bachelor, you trying to find, your wife, your partner. Because in today's dating market, it's not only so competitive, especially for guys like us in America, but women have just changed psychologically. Their dopamine receptors aren't the same. So, the way you court a woman in America, it doesn't resonate the same way when you're courting women in other parts of the world. And so we wanted to really come here and just share this with you so that more successful men who have made it, you don't keep yourself locked in one environment, but you spread your wings and you fly. So man, Nick, so first, once again, thank you so much for coming.
Of course.
I would love for you to share, I guess our last conversation in the academy of a graduation day, we were talking about with you, I was like, yo, bro, you need to go take a trip, you need to travel. You said that you never solo traveled, and you've been to like a lot of cool stuff. You've been to all the fun festivals, you've just been everywhere. And so what has this journey been like for you, not only with Trust My Bags Academy, but also you just now exploring on your own?
So, okay. Actually, I'm going to take it back a little bit. So, when we first started, Marvin, so I took a trip with my family and I went to Canada. And Marvin gave me a challenge. He said, all right, if you see a beautiful woman and you chicken out and you don't talk to her, he said, immediately text me. Okay. And dude, that right there, that having that fire behind me to not disappoint my boy Marvin was enough, bro. Like it worked. I got multiple numbers, talked to a bunch of girls. It was great. So I would say that was probably the start of what opened up. Just kind of seeing like he talking with Marvin, he'd given me a lot of confidence, but I feel like that actually gave me something concrete to actually have some success, and just seeing how easy it was to just approach a beautiful woman and ask for her number. It's not that hard. They're all people too. We're all people. We're all just doing this together, right? And yeah, so that was very motivating for me. And then so after our last conversation, yeah, he really recommended I take a solo trip. So I started learning Spanish because I really wanted to explore South America, Central America, and I booked this trip to Colombia, and it's honestly been extremely life changing because one, I'm getting to see a completely new culture, see all new things, all new people, all new faces, and now that I'm confident enough and competent enough in my Spanish to converse, get around, make my way. I've made my way all the way across the country. I got in a shuttle, got transferred, had to take a taxi, met with locals, spent almost nearly an entire day traveling from one city to another to get to a little beach town that was kind of out in the middle of nowhere. And honestly, it's been just an amazing thing for my confidence. It's been so eye-opening, and I've gotten to try new things. I had dinner with my taxi driver out in the middle of nowhere at a little hole-in-the-wall family restaurant in Colombia. Who would have thought that I would have, one, been able to do that, or just how did I end up here? I had this moment where I'm sitting there like, none of these people speak a lick of English. I can honestly barely understand them because they're speaking so fast. And you know what? I still ordered, I ate, it was amazing. And yeah, I just feel like solo travel, it really forces you to confront yourself. depending how social you are, you might have some nights where you're alone. And I feel like in modern times right now, there's always something that you can distract yourself with, whether it's your phone, Netflix, anything. There's just a million things that we can always be busy with and preoccupied with. But when you're solo traveling in another country where people don't speak the same language that you speak, you're really forced to sit with yourself, sit with your thoughts, and think about who you are, think about what your values are, think about what your interests are, and what you want out of life. And I've definitely made sure to take a lot of time to reflect. And I brought a little journal with me. I take it with me everywhere, and I've just been kind of writing things down. And honestly, it's really helped me get in touch with myself. And I feel like with particularly American corporate work, because I used to work as an engineer. Now I'm a content creator, and being in that life for so long, it's easy to just get caught up in all of that and the grind, the hustle, the rat race, and thinking about, oh, how what can I need to do more to move up. In 5 years I'll have this, and I feel like it's so easy to just get caught in that. And if you force yourself to go somewhere else, get out of your bubble and experience something new, it really opens your eyes up. And I feel like it's so good for your spirit. It's good for your mental health, and you meet new people. And like now I'm getting to experience this with Marvin. Like we said, this guy lives 30 miles away from me, and now we're here. Who knows? I don't even know. 2,000 miles away.
We're spending more time here
Yeah.
together than we did in Cali.
Yeah, and like we're both extremely happy.
Yeah,
We're having
bro.
such a great time. Like yesterday, we literally just walked around, talked, hung out, and dude, it was amazing. Like
Yeah, bro.
it's such a beautiful city. There's so many beautiful people around. Like beautiful architecture, all the fauna, all the plants here. It's so amazing. Like I feel like I can't emphasize enough how important it is to not only just travel, but try to make an effort to solo travel if you can. I feel like I kind of back in America, I've my entire life, everyone around me has been scared to travel, and there's such a sentiment around other countries. We tend to think America's the best, America's the safest. You don't want to go anywhere. Oh, it's dangerous. But it's opening my eyes to just how I don't know how different reality is compared to what we either think or see or hear about in the States. And like not once have I felt really that I was in danger here.
Absolutely.
I mean, granted, you just need to have some common sense. Don't be going into sketchy alleyways, asking for drugs. But yeah, it just takes some common sense, and you'll be fine.
Huge propaganda. Now, you mentioned something that it clicked and reminded me of a conversation we had yesterday. I want to talk about perception and mentality, the mindset.
Mm-hmm.
And you were talking yesterday about, we don't really see with our eyes. What we truly see is within our mind, and the eyes is a reflection of what is going on internally. So I would love for you to kind of just touch on that topic. I mean, because too, I think it kind of goes back to this whole ideology of like being trapped. People are scared to explore, scared to travel. So it's like we force upon ourselves this world, and where we think like, man, we're living in this limited reality, but in actuality, it's just the perception that we have. And I think, and it's so powerful hearing that from you. And I'm just thinking like, man, here I am. You took my academy, and that honestly, man, was probably one of the most meaningful statements I've heard in so long. I'm just thinking to myself, like, that is a typical man that's struggling. It's just like his perception of reality, not just with women, with his career, whatever it is, whatever your dreams are. But man, I would love for you to share that with the viewers.
Yeah, so actually, it made me think of a couple things. So one of them is, I feel like, so something where I've kind of changed my viewpoint recently is, yeah, like I was telling you yesterday, I no longer think that the eyes are recording what is happening around us and telling us. I think it's the other way around. I kind of think that our brains are actually changing the world around us, and we're able to see it through our eyes. So, for example, if you have confidence in yourself, if you believe in yourself, better things are just going to happen to you. You're going to take more chances, and you're going to get those things that you want. I feel like the universe rewards people who believe. And I feel like I used to see it the other way around, in that I felt that things were happening to me and I was reacting to them. And I think now it's the other way around. I think I do things and the world around me changes according to how I'm acting. So if you have a negative mindset, I feel like it's just going to bring you down. If you have a positive mindset, and if you think about it, the more times you have a positive mindset and you believe in things just happen. Like I was telling you yesterday, I thought I was going to miss a flight. I was panicking. I was going to change it and reschedule, do all this stuff, and I told myself, you know what? I'm just going to believe that I'm going to make it. And against all odds, I made it to my flight, made it, and everything worked out exactly how I wanted. And I just feel like that's the perfect, it's just the perfect example of what we're capable of. We're so powerful on the inside, and I feel like all we do is we limit ourselves by not believing in ourselves and holding ourselves back. And yeah, honestly, it's so powerful. And I feel like solo traveling, you can learn so much about that because you can have these wild experiences where you meet people and then that connection leads to something else. It leads to a different thing. Like that's exactly how I ended up here in Colombia. I was traveling a few months ago in Costa Rica, just happened to meet a guy that happened to be staying at the same places as me.
Crazy.
We were staying at one place and we happened to be moving to a different place the same exact day. We were staying there for the same amount of time, and he recommended Colombia to me. And so now I'm in a different country, all because I met you know what I mean? It's crazy the chain reaction of events that can happen, and it's all due to just believing in yourself, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think you've also the beauty of brotherhood too. I think it's something that a lot of men are missing in modern times. We just don't have a really solid brotherhood. From the gentleman recommending you to come, from us right here being together. And I think something too I really want to help build back within men is just a community of brotherhood of which we are uplifting each other, where we're watching each other grow, where we're taking these trips and experiences. Now I will say, although I do love brotherhood, you can't do a two-man with just anybody, all right? So if you guys want to do these trips, make sure you have some experiences with those individuals so because everyone isn't meant to travel together. It's going to make the experience completely terrible.
That's fair.
But what I also want to do is I feel like now a lot of people, they're seeing you currently, Nick, so you have like over 7 million followers across the platforms. What was your journey? And what was your journey to get to this content space? And I would also love you to talk about how has your career also affected you dating as a content creator? That's something right now I'm even dealing with a lot of, with the backlash of it. Although once again, right, it's beneficial, but when you do content, you put yourself out there, it definitely does turn away certain women. So I'd love to hear your experience as a content creator and also your journey to reach this point.
Yeah. I guess your content experience is probably a little bit different than mine, just based on the subject matter.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not in a bad way or anything. It's just a little different.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I used to work as an engineer. I went to engineering school, worked for 5 years in the corporate world, and was extremely unhappy. So I made the decision that I would get out of my comfort zone, get out of my bubble, and do whatever it would take in order to change my life and do something that would be better for me, because I knew that life was not for me. I worked there for 5 years and I could not imagine another 5 years, let alone a whole career, another 20. So I decided to get into content. I had an opportunity with my sister and brother-in-law. They took me on and helped coach me, get me started, and it's been absolutely amazing ever since. My life has never been better. I moved out of my hometown. I have never had more freedom, more money, and honestly, I've never felt better about myself. I know I still have a long way to go as far as like personal growth, and trips like this and meeting people like you have definitely helped me get on the path that I see myself. Like I'm learning to trust my intuition and just believe in myself, like I've been saying, and just know that I'm on the right path and know what I'm doing is good for me. But yeah, as far as dating, it's been up and down. So, for example, trips like this, or I've taken other kind of solo trips, but not anything out of the country, not anything remotely close to this. And what's been nice is it's given me the flexibility to do all kinds of things and have all kinds of experiences and meet so many people. And I've met a lot of people through my travels so I've been a content creator for 2.5 years. So over these 2.5 years, I've
Dang, 7 million followers in 2.5 years is crazy.
Yeah, and honestly, a lot of it was in the first year, I would say. Yeah, it blew up quick. Yeah, it's good. So it's allowed me the freedom to date, to do things, but I would say it's definitely changed my mindset. I feel like before I was in more of a scarcity mindset in that if I was presented with an opportunity, I met a girl, I was kind of all in, and I felt like that was limiting for me. And now my mindset has definitely changed, and I've learned my value now, and seeing how I now see how much easier it is than I thought. So yeah, now it's like I'm definitely noticing I get a lot more women approaching me, and again, it's due to confidence, and I feel like it's been really nice having options and not feeling like I need to just go all in on one thing. And yeah, because I feel like when you do that, when you put all your eggs in one basket, sometimes you settle. And yeah, and all that had done for me in the past was lead me down paths where I was in relationships where I was extremely unhappy, and it's made me realize just what's the point of life if you're not going to be happy? You know why? Again, with kind of the propaganda of, I feel like society, at least in America, we're really pressured to get in that relationship and then get the house, have the kids, get the dog, get the car, buy the ring, all of that stuff. And maybe it was just my parents or my grandparents. I felt like when I was approaching 30, it really felt like my time was ticking, And after traveling, I'm realizing, you know what? I'm in the best shape I've ever been. I'm the happiest I've ever been. I have the most money I've ever had, and I had the most freedom I've ever had. So you know what? Why? Just because I hit a certain number and maybe I don't have a girlfriend, any consistent girlfriend or anything, like I felt like I was maybe deep down a little bit disappointed or worried. And honestly now, no, I feel like I'm at the best point in my life, and it's only going to keep going up from here. So if that's anything that I would have to say, is just believe in yourself, and it can always get better.
And once again, it reminds you that, it's going back to that quote, it's not what you see with your eyes, but it's what you see with your mind. And for you, it's like you finally just tapped into the ideology, like, bro, I'm him. You know what I'm saying? I remember the first combo I had, I was like, bro, like, you're 6'2", you're handsome, you're ripped. I'm like, bro, this is light work for you. Like, the world is literally your oyster. You're one of the most valuable bachelors walking the face of the earth. And I think that's also the beauty of, once again, of just brotherhood, surrounding yourself with people that also believe in you more than you believe in yourself, because then you'll be selling yourself short. And I talk about that too because we always talk about the mental, the mindset. That's the most important thing, no matter what you do. Guys, that's why, you'll see pro athletes, they'll go to like a monk, like Wimby went to like some monk retreat for like a few weeks, whatever, like last year. But it's like, even Kobe, like, these guys, some pro athletes would hire like, Marines to go live with them and give them a certain mentality, but it's the mindset. And so I love to hear you, just the way you speak about yourself now, man. It's just such a different light than even when we first met. There's no doubt. You can hear that in the voice. There's absolutely no doubt, man. I love that. Now, another question I want to know, do you think traveling, has it changed your taste or preference in women?
I think, I don't know. Yeah, I would say so, because I would say before, I definitely would say I had a specific type, and I feel like now, not so much. Now that I've been to South and Central America, and even before, I don't know, even within the last 6 months, I went to the East Coast for the first time. I went, spent some time in the Midwest, and I just have met so many different people and have found myself attracted to just different shapes, different sizes of women. And I would say, if anything, it's opened up my horizons. And it's not that my old tastes are gone, but it's just kind of made me realize, like, oh, okay, I like that too, Like,
There's a lot of baddies out here.
There's a lot of beautiful women, and you never know what they could look like, and you never know where they might be. And I feel like in America, we tend to limit ourselves to certain stereotypes or certain shapes and sizes. And yeah, traveling definitely has just opened that up for me. So yeah, there's beautiful women everywhere, man.
Everywhere, man. I'm like, my boy hasn't been to Europe yet. We're going to do Europe.
Yeah, Australia,
Bali,
Asia.
Asia.
Yeah, man, there's so many places I haven't been, bro.
It's awesome. It's even nuts just hearing like in the past, I mean, we're in May, so in the past like 5 months, East Coast, Canada,
Yeah.
Central America, South America, you're
Yeah.
cooking, man. And like, that's how quickly your life can just change once you just put yourself in new environments. And a lot of guys are just so nervous. They're kind of like, tiptoeing into it. Man, you gotta just jump right in, take that risk. It's the best thing ever, man. I mean, this is like, it's so beautiful, man. It's honestly so surreal for me because like a year ago, I just never would imagine this would be my life right now.
Dude, your life is crazy. It's in a good way.
Yeah,
In a good way, for sure.
It's nuts, right? I'm like, I'm about to go back to Cartagena tomorrow, go to Miami on Sunday, and I'm just like, a year from today, where we're gonna be. Like, I'm gonna tell you where we're gonna be. A year from today, probably south of France on a boat. Monaco, Nice.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay.
we're gonna keep elevating. We're gonna put a challenge out there so you guys see this video. You're gonna see us continue to grow and rise. We're gonna give you better scenes, better ambiance, more energy. So I really love this because you guys are also following our journey. You're seeing us at very young stages in our careers.
True.
Nick's 32, I'm 30, I'll be 31. And it's just like, it's a beautiful thing where we are right now. But especially to my men, this reminds me too. You just turned 30. Don't be in a rush. It's okay.
Yes. 30, dude, honestly, 30, I felt like my life got exponentially better once I hit 30. That's such a great point.
Yes, bro. You're gonna look better. You're taking care of yourself physically, that is. You wanna have more money. The experience and wisdom you have with women, it's like such a cheat code. It's like, it's such a cheat code, but you're gonna have so much more at 30. Don't think life is over. Guys, it's at 30, you wanna rush it. It's like, you're good. Men, we can settle down at 45, 55, you're fine. As long as you have money, that is. You can't be broke.
And your health.
And health,
And
yes.
your health.
You need money, you need your physicality. As long as you have those two things,
Yes.
you can wait it out as long as you want. All right, so 30 is not a death sentence. It's honestly, in a lot of ways, I still feel 19. I'm just a lot richer. And I have more wisdom, man. Like,
little
you get a little bigger, bro. I'm like, but yeah, bro, honestly, even this experience for me is like, I feel like even when we're hanging, bro, it feels like just like two kids in high school, man, just kicking it, having fun, man. Our parents ain't calling us no curfew, bro. Like, we're just hanging it, man. It's like, man, this is so dope. So that's the beautiful thing too, guys. I mean, when I started Trust on Baddies, the community in general, I didn't really necessarily know what it was going to grow to. But as I started to really implement the academy and the program, I realized that like I really wanted to be something where like, man, we're having this lifelong journey with each other, and like, we're traveling together. We're gonna be going to each other's weddings, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna be like the uncles to our kids, man. Like, just real community, bro, real family, man. Family isn't who you're born into, family is who you choose. And man, we're talking about it yesterday too. You'd be surprised in life, you'll think like, oh yeah, I wanna like really make it in life with my boys I grew up with. But then as you, mature, you develop, and you end up creating lifelong bonds with people you never in a million years would imagine connecting with, and that's just the beauty of it, So all you guys out there watching, continue fighting for your dreams, believe in yourself. What you see is only a perception. The reality is really in your mind. So until you fix what's going on here, nothing is going to work. I don't care how much money you have, I don't care how many looks you have, I don't care. None of that matters, the mental. This is the one thing. Once this is broken, it's impossible to get back on your feet. When you keep this strong, I can assure you, anything in life that you want, it's yours. Man.
I had some questions for you.
Oh, man, let's rip it.
Yeah, so obviously, you talk to probably a lot of men who are struggling and stuff. And what would you say is maybe like the one thing, maybe not the one thing, but what are some things that you feel like you see consistently with men that are struggling with? And then also, what is something that you feel that they do or can do to easily overcome that?
So I think the biggest struggle typically is confidence, but it goes right back to the mental. Because bro, even when I met you, you have everything. Yeah, even when I was talking, and I had to like look at him like, bro, you have everything. Like I'm beautiful home, beautiful family, nice car. You have everything. So guys, it's the mental. It's insane to me how a man can have everything, but if he's not there mentally, he still would not be able to get exactly what he wants. And it really hurts men because the ego gets affected by it because you have the money, you have the career, you have this, you have that, but not being able to have access to the woman you want to, it's a defeating process. What I've noticed, the similarity is the mental. What separates those guys that actually get on the other side of it is the ego.
Mm.
One of my favorite Bible verses, before honor is humility. You were humble enough to work with me. Even us working together, I learned so much from you. I'm even like humble enough to ask you certain things to take away from you. Like you were giving me certain recommendations for the podcast setup. I didn't fight it. I immediately said, bro, you've been doing this longer than me. So it's the ego is what holds a lot of men back. So even guys will come to me, and it's always sad with some guys that walk away, and it's like, man, brother, your ego is in a way. It's like you've been doing the same thing consistently with no results. Why would it change?
True.
But then guys have this ego of, oh man, I'm getting help from another man. But it's like when you're struggling in the gym, you go get a trainer. If you have a business, you need help with marketing, go hire a marketing agency. When it comes to women, we've just been almost taught to be in a defeated mindset. If you know how to do it, just don't go. You have to get the help. It's like anything else. And I wish we could defeat the stigma of men getting help with women. There's anything wrong. Because the reality of it is, you got help from women. Either it's from your mother, your father, your brother, your older relative, your uncle. But the difference is, some men didn't have that.
Right.
And that's why you need that. That's why it's important. Like me, my entire learning process with women, my dad didn't break down women for me. I come from a single parent home. My mom died when I was 1, so my dad raised me on his own. He's working 2 jobs. He didn't have time to teach me about women. And then he's a bachelor. I'm seeing him with different girls, every month or whatever. So I didn't really learn that from much about women from him. I learned my personality. Like my dad was always a very sociable guy, so he was always a smooth guy around women. But I learned that from just my own trials and errors. I was, the engagement I had, that was about 2 years, and that set me back. So when I sit there and I tell guys, man, you're either going to learn through time and pain, or you're going to go get the help and you're going to learn from someone else who's already been down that alley. So for me, it was 2 years of my life gone, thousands of dollars. Time, the mental, I was severely depressed. I tell guys, coming out of that engagement, I would be driving and crying. I had to quit my company for 2 months just to reset, get myself back on track. So when I'm talking to guys, I'm just like, man, put that ego aside, brother. It's either your ego either you could sacrifice your ego, or you're gonna go through the painful process. But there's no way. So either you want the pain, and what I hate about it too, it's like, if you don't learn it now, when are you gonna learn it?
True.
When do you learn it?
So true.
Even with you, bro, like you have everything, but when are you gonna go out there and put yourself out there?
Yeah.
What's it gonna be next year?
Right.
What's gonna change? Nothing's gonna change. So it's like, guys that don't go but you gotta work on this like anything else. It doesn't just happen to you like that. It will happen for you, but it won't just happen to you until you make that moment happen. So it's like, yeah, man, the biggest thing is guys with egos, let the ego hold themselves back, but the confidence factor is something that's across the board. And I tell guys all the time, you're not gonna get that from a woman. What does a woman gain to tell you you are who you are? What does she gain to tell you how great you are? This is psychological warfare. So when we're dating, we don't realize that like it's either you or her. Who's gonna win that battle? Who's gonna pick up that sword first? It's in the middle of the room. You're on one side, she's on the other. Who's running to it first? If whoever picks it up first, that's who has the power and the control. But the man that either hasn't gone through enough to know that how dark women can be, how twisted they can be, and the man that isn't experienced enough to have the emotional temperament to also realize you can have everything. Some women are going to just test you because you have it all. And then what do? You'll be like, what's going on? That is a psychological warfare. They are doing that to deter you. They're doing that so that you do lose the leverage, you do lose the control. And so every single time I'm talking to guys, it's like, man, the mental is the most important thing. I don't care who you are, how much money you have. I don't care even your physicality. It's just like playing sports. You can be the most physical player on the team, but the person that usually performs the best is the guy with the most confidence.
Yeah, so true. And I feel like that really taps into it. So that makes sense why that resonated so much with you about what I was saying with how I feel like the brain actually changes our surroundings, because again, you have to have that confidence. If you believe in yourself, that's the only way things are going to happen. That's the only way you're going to take action and do things. So yeah, I totally agree. And I feel like that's why, I don't know, what I really liked about working with you, especially the first conversation that we had before I decided to actually join, it was really eye-opening to meet somebody who, I had seen your content online, and I could tell you were really confident, and it wasn't something where he's up here and he's looking down on you, telling you what to do. From the first conversation, you started bringing me up. You're like, dude, like, look at all this stuff you have. Look who you are. Look what you've got going on in your life. Like, you have it all. And it was just really, really motivating and really inspiring. And it just kind of shows me that, and I know this, I've heard you say it multiple times, like, we can all win, there's no reason for meant for us to be in competition with each other. Yes, we can be in competition to bring each other up and make ourselves better and stuff, but there's no need to bring somebody else down in order for you to get up. Like there's no there's no reason to do that. That's not yeah, there's just no point. So it's really cool to meet somebody like this who has this type of mindset, and yeah, that was one of the big reasons I wanted to join and work with you. And I want to say another thing. If you've ever hung out with Marvin anywhere, bro, this is how you know his content hits. We're here in Colombia last night, walking around. I don't even know what the guy said, but the guy's basically just like, "Oh, dude, I've seen your content." These guys aren't even from Colombia; they're from the U.S. Somehow end up in Colombia and still has seen his content. Every time I've been walking around LA with him. People recognize him. Dude, what's up, man? I love the content. Like, keep going. Trust on Baddies only. Even if he's not he's just wearing regular clothes, people recognize him anywhere. And that, if anything, that speaks to the true value of what he's saying. So whether you agree with him or not, like the results speak for themselves. I feel.
Honestly, I can't say any more than that. I gotta drop the mic. I really appreciate you, man, for doing this, Nick. Thanks so much for this time, bro.
Of course.
Man, it's meaningful to me, man. Just touched my heart. I think in this process, we live in this age of social media. A lot of things is fictitious and whatnot, man. But I think the most meaningful, impactful thing for me is I want to leave an ideology. I want to be symbolic of something. And so it's very encouraging, man. Just to even you to be sitting here with me, man. It's like you believe in me.
Of course.
It means a lot, bro. It really does, man. It really does touch my heart. I ain't gonna cry on camera or nothing, man. But it's just, it's a beautiful thing, man. I never really imagined my life would be like this, And then the more I even get to spend time with you, it's like, it just brings me so much more hope in the future and what's to come.
Same, bro. Same.
I'm excited, man. And so, man, for all you guys watching, you could be right here with us. We want this to be something bigger. It should be, next time it should be 3 of us in a room, then 4. We should build a community. First rule of Fight Club, no one talks about Fight Club, but Trust Fund Baddie, everyone's talking about Trust Fund Baddie, right? Sea to sea, coast to coast. Man, the world is yours. Trust Fund Baddies only. If you're struggling with your dating psychology, you're struggling with your confidence, you're looking for a brotherhood of like-minded men, you want to fix your vetting process, you want to just have a better opportunity being able to align with a high-value woman, you want to fix your positioning, whatever you're struggling with in your dating psychology, you're ready to put your ego aside. You want the help. You want the change. I'm here exactly just for that. Trust Fund Baddies Academy. I'm going to spend time with you in person. I travel with my brothers. Everything you guys see online, it's real. I'm not some guy that's just one out there, just talking. I would die behind this message. I would die behind what I'm talking about. And that's why I'm here in the room with guys that believe in me because I believe in them too. So if you want to become a part of this, the link is going to be below. Trust Fund Baddies only. I love you guys. Thanks so much for the support. This is just the beginning. We'll see you next time.
Yes, sir. Let's get it. Good shit, bro.